on the website, the ptk.org. If you have not visited the website, I encourage you to do so. There's dashboards and portals just for you and resources available to you. Our visibility recruitment tools include a section called Quick Facts. And you see this little meme, I guess you can say here. There is a whole section of those with some facts about Phi Theta Kappa. And this one alone I love, that Phi Theta Kappa is four times more likely to graduate than a non-member. And that alone is incredible. And we know Middle States, you support the completion agenda in C4. And so being able to just put those on your webpage or in social media and to blast those and have people ask you guys more about it is incredible. And then also connecting to our Facebook page. Phi Theta Kappa has a Facebook page, Instagram, and a Twitter to follow us so that you're available on news. And if you guys have your own as a chapter, and even as the region, they do it all the time, using those resources available to you or those that you come up with yourself, or their personal testimonies that you know of people on your own campus. What an exciting opportunity to highlight them. This makes it real. This is not stock images. This is someone walking around on campus today. And then raise your hand if you're chapter. No, let's first raise your hand if you are a provisional member. I'm curious if there are any in the room. Okay, raise your hand if you're. Are you really? Yay! Give them a round of applause. So for those who are not a provisional, who aren't aware, provisional membership is a great recruitment tool. It is for those who have not quite met your requirements on your campus to join, and either it's by GPA or it's by the credits. And it's an opportunity on a volunteer basis to have the provisional membership. Nothing official. Your chapter just says, EW provisional member. You are done. And it's an opportunity for you to expose them to what you do on a chapter level, and you can even attend regional and international events. Yes, Patty?
I have good news.
What's your good news?
Mr. Dennis Jacobs just accepted membership this morning.
Our newest member live in the flesh. And you started as a provisional member, correct? And now, as a member, he is sitting here with us today. That's fabulous. Congratulations. And this is not a new concept. This is in our Constitution. This is something that we encourage you guys to do. I consider it low-hanging fruit and an underutilized resource to be able to say, we see great potential in you, and we think you would be great for this honor society, and we want you to come on board to what we're doing on a local level. And if funds allow, bring him to a regional or international level, because it's inspiring to know you're not alone, that you're not just weirdos on campus saying, go Phi Theta Kappa, but that you are among something much, much larger. So congratulations again. So even though we do things for the goodness of our hearts, and we love to serve and we love to give, we also love the blame, and we also love the recognition, right? So I want to briefly talk about, there's also within your pamphlet, there's a whole, in your booklet, there's a whole pamphlet on Future Awards. I want to talk about the recognition. This is something brand new that we rolled out this year, and it'll be effective or actually awarded in spring of 2017. But we wanted to reward chapters for increasing membership on our campus, or as I like to say in this session, increasing access to our benefits. And so it stands for recognizing excellence and acceptance and completion with honors. And so basically how it works, if you increase your membership acceptance to 15% or more, this is at your own chapter, and it's the criteria for that is located in the pamphlet, but you are awarded with goals. And it's simple as that. It's nothing that you have to report, know, but we check it on our end. And if you guys meet that goal, we get to reward you in spring, and you and your members get to benefit from that. So we're really, really excited about that. So after I've shared all of this with you today, the main thing that I want to leave you with is this idea of access. If we can just reframe thinking about recruitment and think about access. And as we had people stand up and sit down, and if we have the opportunity to share our story Because anyone who's looked at the I Was Told videos that Phi Theta Kappa released, what were you told? What has someone else been told as to their success, to their ability to complete a degree? This is what it's about. And so we are all fruits of someone's labor, whether it's your advisor, whether it was a parent, whether it was an email or any interactions you had with your fellow member, or any interactions you had with your fellow members. You all are standing here because of that. And so I challenge you. I love giving challenges. And so in this case, I challenge you guys to make it your mission this year. There's 6 months left in order to maintain that goal and to be excited about sharing the benefits of Phi Theta Kappa, but more importantly, what it has done for you. Because that one decision in someone's life can completely change the trajectory of where they're going. Are there any questions? Was that thorough? Share it with us. You'll see there's a link for news at ptk.org. If you guys have some best practices, if you have things that are working on your campus, if you had a higher acceptance rate this past semester than you have ever, what did you do differently? We would love to hear about it. And share pictures, because we can use it in our Reach blog or on Facebook or on your webpage. Yes, sir. My dream is to be sitting on Ellen's couch and to say, "Now, Ellen, let me tell you." That's the dream. Who knows? One day we'll see. But yes, all of those things are key. Think outside of the box. What are other clubs doing? Other organizations on our campus? What are they doing in order to spread the word? Because people are showing up at their events, and so what are they doing? And what could you do? And how do you jump on that in? Did I say something? Yes, ma'am.
It's very important to show people that we're more than just an honor society, because we're a community. Especially last night, meeting everyone's so friendly and welcoming. That's just for one big family, we all just met. So it's about showing people the potential to meet people that care about. Thank you very much.
Of course. That's where that fellowship part
and put it in?
Starting with Robin Devlin, because he's my chapter out that spontaneous. Woo-hoo! You're gonna start out counting well, 1 to 8. So start with Robin.
Yeah, it's focused.
I know. No, I'm 4.
Is the camera still in mine?
What I'd like to do before we get started and go into 5-star chapter development plan, I'd like to invite Dr. Linda Ladner to come and talk to you about something else that's going on while all of this is going on. So let's hear it for the President and CEO of Aguila.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be here. And also thank you all for, being a part of Phi Theta Kappa, especially advisors and all of the volunteers that goes on to make this happen. It's just incredible. I think a student from Michigan asked me not too long ago, they said, what's been your greatest leadership challenge? And I'm like, well, I wanted to be president of a community college, and that's kind of where I've been headed for the last 10 years, and then this opportunity presented itself, and I thought, well, this is similar to that, but it really isn't. And if you think about it, if you're the CEO of something, then you have people that work for you, and whether they think you're an expert in something or not, you sort of can tell them what to do in some respects, right? But when you're leading 3,000 volunteer advisors and then another 300,000 student leaders that are all doing this because it's important for them for whatever other reason, that's a whole different leadership role. So I really want to thank you for, having me in this space and having me here. It's really great. So, as a new CEO, one of the first things you want to do is you want to figure out how you can improve Phi Theta Kappa. So, part of the reason we're here this weekend is to do some strategic planning. It would be impossible to talk to all of you, and from a statistical standpoint, what we decided to do is do like a random sample of advisors and a random sample of the students here. And Hattie will let you know who they are in a minute. But if you are selected to be part of the focus groups that we're going to be conducting later this afternoon, just kind of remember why we're here. When we do focus groups, to me, there are three things we're looking for. They're the truths. Truths are like you get people in a group and you start talking about things and everybody's saying the same thing over and over. So that's a truth, right? Everybody's on the same page. And then there's what I call trend, where some people are saying a good percent of the group are saying it, maybe not every sort of a trend. But one of the things we're here for is those big ideas. To me, the big idea is that student or that advisor that says, this is the way I think to do something. And that is something that I've never heard before. It's a really great idea, and everybody that's really sounds good. So just remember, we're here for those big ideas too, not just for the truths, not just for truths and trends. We're here for that also. And Dr. Gwen Aldridge, if you'll stand, Gwen will be conducting the focus groups, because if I sit in there and you might not want to tell me things that you don't like about Phi Theta Kappa or things that you think can be improved. So Dr. Aldridge has been brought on to the actual focus group. I will not be in the room, but I am around to help make sure all the paperwork's properly signed and all the things are signed. So as you go through the process of it, you'll be learning about how to do research on focus groups too. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later in the presentation. So Patty Van Awesome, and that's what she is. Honestly, in my phone, she'll call me and say, Patty Van Awesome. Because that's how I have her programmed in. Anyway, just wanted to let you know, we randomly selected the advisors. And what we did with the chapters is instead of randomly selecting a group of students, we randomly looked at the chapters that are here. And of those chapters, and she'll give you the list, you're to select one person to participate from the chapter. It's really important, though, that the person you select have a little bit of experience with the programs, because a lot of it might be about honors action or something. So maybe someone that's in their second year, or at least has been through some of the process. So not that we wouldn't want to talk to a new student, and we're here this weekend, and we want to absorb as much information as we can, whether it be formally through the focus group or informally by talking with one of us. So I'm going to let you do this so we can get back on track. But thank you so much.
The chapters that were selected, and talk about, so when you choose the student that participates, you choose someone that has, maybe this is the second time around, I've already talked to 2 students because they've been around, so you'll just have to stand up and say, how do you to me, and now I'm going to do it. So the Alpha Mu Theta chapter, the Alpha Mu Theta here, okay, so you, Alpha Mu Theta, you see Stacy? Okay, so you guys have to decide amongst you what you're going to do. The Rho Upsilon chapter, the Community College of Philadelphia, okay. We have the Alpha Epsilon Phi chapter from Bergen. Highlight Bergen. I think I spoke to a student from Bergen. And we need one from Alpha Epsilon Zeta, Delaware Technical Community College. One from Iota Xi, from Union County College. And from Tau Iota, Ocean County College. Okay? Yeah. So you'll decide amongst these later. Who will that be? The students that will be selected will meet in the focus group with Dr. Gwen Aldridge at 5 p.m. I know it's free time, but it'll work. I'll give you extra Hershey Kisses this later. But we need you to we'll give you the location later. So before we break for 5 o'clock, just come see me and we'll escort you to the room where I'll be located. For advisors, Dan Fusser from Camden County College, Andy Goldschmidt from Bergen, Jennifer Gasparino from SAC, William Mays from Salem, Sarah Banfield from Raritan Valley, Steve Schwartz from Raritan Valley, Jennifer St. Pierre from Harrisburg Area Community College, and Terry Thompson from Warwick Community College. Your meeting is at 9 o'clock. I'll give you an extra Hershey bar. Promise. Okay. So without further ado, our next presentation, I'd like to introduce to you, and she talked about 5-star chapter development plan, Rhonda Quinn, our Associate Regional Coordinator representing the state of Illinois.
So how many of the chapters here were 5-star chapters last year? How many chapters are going to be 5-star chapters this year? Okay. All right. So when I set out to do this, one of my goals when doing a presentation is to keep people awake. You may not fall asleep. This is like my classes. You may not fall asleep. So I tried to think of something for you to do that would keep you occupied. So one thing, what you can do during the rest of the presentation is you notice the yellow piece of paper you have has the stars on it, and you have crayons on your table. You can color in the stars during the rest of the presentation. But for the first few minutes, I'd like you to take a couple minutes and from your memory, please don't use the book that you have there or any notes that you might find on the computer or on your phone. You think of one requirement for each of the star levels in the 5-star chapter development. And I'm going to challenge the advisors as well, because I have to tell you, as I was thinking of this, I couldn't do it. And I've been doing this for 11 years. Granted, that's not as long as many people in here. But take about 5 minutes and see if you can do that at your table. See if you can come up with one requirement for each of the 5-star levels. So how are we doing? Have you had to look into your book yet? Anybody had to look at your phone yet? So for advisors, was this a little more difficult than maybe you thought at first? Yes? Nod something, yes, yes, okay, okay. Well, as you know, because this is what I use as my cheat sheet, and this literally came from my office door yesterday. Advisors get one of these, your chapter gets one of these, and I refer to this as our growth chart. I think of this as what we had when my kids were growing up against the wall, and we would measure them. And so it tells you what to do, and literally this is how my chapter is doing so far. And you go through, and as you do things, you check them off, right? And every chapter should have one of these in your office, or have one of these hanging somewhere, so that you can keep an eyeball on how you're doing. Everybody have one? No. If you don't have one, can you get one from the office? Can you get one from Calling Mississippi? You can get one from Calling Mississippi. And I heard another question.
What's the name of the asking?
What's the name of the chart? Track your chapter success. I want to say it came in the leader packet that we received at the beginning of the year. Yes. I'm sorry. So at one point, Patty had asked in a phone call, we were having a conference call, and she was saying, so maybe when you're doing your presentations, can you connect your presentation to one of the honors and action themes? And so I sat there for a few minutes thinking, how can I connect one of the honors and action themes to 5-star chapter development? And I was chatting with my chapter. And so what we came up, rather tongue-in-cheek, admittedly, were these two things.
Oh boy.
The peace and war is because my college president, we love her, and she loves us. And as long as we are 5-star, we are at peace. I cannot imagine ever going to her and saying, no, Dr. Curtinitis, we did not make it to 5-star this year. Because then I think we would be at war. So that's always our joke. That's why we're 5-star, because I cannot tell her that we are not. Beauty and vulgarity is because, in my eyes, well, the most beautiful thing in the world, in my eyes, would be my grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yes. Aww. But the second most beautiful thing in the world, in my eyes, is a 5-star. Exactly. Exactly. And so what I also did, and then almost fell on my face trying to pick these up, is I lined up the ones that I could find in our office down the hall. I thought, I love this, all of our 5-star certificates. Okay, Jason, I think I'm going to need you. I don't know how to get to the next one now. Oh, never mind. Thank you, thank you. I know, I'm only an advisor. I would have never been in Phi Theta Kappa as an undergrad. I did not have the GPA. I did not have it. I know.
We still love you.
We still like it.
you do as a chapter? Well, I have to tell you where it all begins. Literally, everything you need for this is on ptk.org. And so are we hooked to the internet? Everything is here. Everything you need is at 5-Star Chapter Plan. I'm going to love you if you stay here. Thank you. All of these links, oh, look, it doesn't show up on there. Never mind. Thank you. They trust me. Anyway, as I was saying, everything you need is going to be up there. You can find all of the information for 5-Star Chapter Development under Programs, and you'll find the 5-Star Chapter Guide. You also have it in your booklet from this weekend. You have information in there in your Leader Guide. So again, everything you need is there. So one of the other things I was thinking about as I was putting this together is, what are some of the things that you get out of this? I mean, certainly your chapter, your college, your community, the region, we get things out of this. But what are some of the things that you individually get out of being a 5-Star Chapter, of even that whole process? And so I thought about the fact that one of the things you do, because one of the first things you do is you set a goal. And so you have to decide, are you going to, what level are you going to be? So again, how many chapters in here are going to be a 5-Star Chapter this year? Woo! I know my chapter has the hands up. I know they have hands up. Going to be a 5-Star Chapter. That's one of the things you do. One of the big things that I cannot repeat enough is you have to report that. You have to report that. Can I say that again? You have to report that. Because that is a very, very sad thing, that if you get to the end of the year, and it's typically the end of January, where your progress has to be reported, and it hasn't been reported, and then it's all for nothing. So, goal setting, that's one of the things. This beautiful team up here, that's not necessarily your team, that's not your chapter team, but you get to be a part of a team. You get to be a part of leadership, perhaps. Perhaps you take on a leadership role in that goal setting, in getting to reaching that goal of being a 5-Star Chapter. What else do you do? Well, you're also doing the planning, you're strategizing, you're reevaluating, you're monitoring, you're seeing your plan through. I love these two pictures on the left, because I will talk about our chapter. Things don't always go as planned, we might say.
So sometimes we have these wonderful plans, and this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to get there, and it's going to happen just like this, and guess what? Something happens. Somebody quits. Somebody takes all the notes that they had for things. So things happen, and you don't get there the way you thought you would get there, and that's okay. In life, that happens. Anybody have a story they would like to share? Maybe your chapter, personally, of something that's happened where you had your plan. This is how you were going to get from A to B, and something happened along the way that you had to reevaluate, and you got there a little bit of a different way. Yes.
I feel like this is
And thank
something
you.
that just kind of hits everybody. I mean, this was last year when I was an officer, and we were all, we're going to be 5-star this year, we're going to do this. So we were, really excited to be a 5-star chapter and everything. And then the summertime, we were like, okay, well, we can do this, we can do this. And we kind of did a lot of mental planning, we didn't do a lot of physical planning. And then the school year came, and our classes came, and we didn't realize how much it was, working with your, around all your schedules and trying to get together and be like, well, we can talk on Facebook or we can do this, and just trying to get everyone together, and you realize that you just kind of have to work out in a different way. Where my chapter? Because, oh my gosh, has that happened? Oh yeah, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. We're going to write the hallmarks. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that in November. We're going to do it in December. And it's okay that the holidays are coming, because we're going to do it in January. We're going to come back right in January, and we're going to write them. And the day that they're due, where are the hallmarks, you guys? We got to submit them. We got to submit them. Come on, you guys. Where are they? Right? Does that sound familiar to anybody in here? Yeah. A little bit. Yes. We did. I was saying about, again, the strategizing and how to get somewhere. We had it in our own chapter last year where we had a wonderful officer team. The previous year, they won an international award, had some issues, and some of them decided not to continue. And it was rather a huge problem at the 11th hour. And so we had to regroup. And the 3 folks who were here with me this weekend were the ones who had to regroup and get it together and do it. And I'm really proud of them because we did wind up winning awards for the things that we did in spite of that. But again, that wasn't the path that we had. We had this path. And we did this, and we did this, and we did this. But we did it. And I know that everybody has a similar story. I have similar stories. I love the quote over on the side, that a plan is only as good as those who see it through. Because it's very easy to quit. It's very easy to quit. I love Anjali's story about going to get the mani-pedi. I love that. I don't know how many of you have heard Patty's story. Kind of similar with receiving the invitation and tossing it. It would have been very easy to quit, but she didn't. And so I, again, love this quote, that we see it through. We see it through. So what do the experts say? So on the page, on the Phi Theta Kappa page for 5-star chapter plan, this is a quote from the page. It says, on a personal level, involvement in the program will educate chapter members on the importance of deadlines and organizational skills. And I sort of jumped the gun a bit before, right? Deadlines, organizational skills. My story. I've been working on my PhD for 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. My husband is going to be the most grateful person in the world when I walk across that stage. Because if he has to hear it anymore, I'm like, oh, I know you're working on your dissertation, dear. But I'm going to see it to the end. But again, deadlines, organizational skills, the organization it takes to get it done, oh my goodness. But I'm also up against my deadline. There's a 10-year deadline for the PhD.
So I get it. I get it. Anybody in here have any problems with procrastination? Do I have it? Yeah. Well, this is one of my favorite cartoons. I tend to put it in all of my Blackboard sites for my classes with Calvin and Hobbes. Where he's saying, do you have an idea for your story yet? No, I'm waiting for inspiration. You can't just turn on creativity like a faucet. You have to be in the right mood. What mood is that? Last minute panic. Students tell me all the time, I do my best work the night before. And really what I'm going to end this with is how I have mentioned a couple times. I know, isn't that puppy the saddest thing you've ever seen in the world? Is that as you go through all of your steps, where can you find the steps for the 5-star chapter development plan? PTK.org. Where else can you find them? On your chart. Where else can you find them? In the booklet you have. Exactly. You have lots of resources. Who can you call if you need any help with that? Well, you could call me. You absolutely could call me. You can call Angela. You can call headquarters. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. But your advisor must report your progress. And again, this typically is at the end of January. Emails come out about that. We are told about that. We are told about that. Because if not, all of that hard work is for nothing. And that is pitiful. That is pitiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for your time. Only about 4 minutes over. Enjoy the crayons. Enjoy the crayons. I do not want to take those home.
Wait till she is.
You're welcome.
She has 3.
What's really good is sometimes when I pack appropriately or pack everything that I'm supposed to, you should see my basement. Anybody want to come see my basement at my house? There's a whole corner of it dedicated to the fact that you travel. And so when I travel, I have to bring all that stuff with me. And what I was really glad about, what I was really happy about is that we had a few chapters that couldn't join us at Nerd Nation, or they did join us at Nerd Nation and didn't receive their 5-star chapter development. Now, I don't know how this happened, Linda, because Linda was there. And I have, and I'm pleased to represent it to you again, the 5-star chapter certificate for Beta Alpha Tau. Where you at, Beta Alpha Tau? Come get it. Come on, come get it. Yeah, go get it.
Somebody.
We also have the 5-star chapter development plan at a 5-star level for the County College of Morris. Here. Congratulations. Okay, awesome. We also have a 5-star certificate, 5-star chapter development award to go to our Delaware Tech chapter at the Dover campus. The Les Link chapter advisor. Good job. And then we also have joining us this weekend, they weren't able to join us at Nerd Nation, is our Alpha Nu Mu chapter from Camden County College in New Jersey. And they had take a picture, so you got to turn around. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Let's give them a hand. What I think everybody just needs to do, we're just going to stretch. Just stand up in your spot. Stretch.
Okay, good. chocolate. I'll find you.
On 11. In the building, right? And here we'll find it. No, where the roads
I press the button because the computer is not going. It's not going on. It's not going to. So I press the button. He comes. He walks out. All right,
let's take our seats again. We're going to keep right on rolling. It's also a little quiet, too. Let me hear from my Delaware chapters. Where's Delaware? They're sleeping. Maryland's. All right, New Jersey. DC. Yeah. Jackson, Mississippi. Dallas, Texas. And the Middle States region. Come on, let's hear it. So competitive edge. Let's talk about competitive edge. And to talk to you today about competitive edge, one of the newer programs of Phi Theta Kappa, one of the ones that you can do that has a whole lot of individual member benefits. You want to hear everything that she has to say. Our Division I Vice President, Ms. Sarah Wong from Bergen Community College, New Jersey.
If I can just tell you, hey, we're going to go to you. I mean, other than that, yeah, so it's going to be, I mean.
Hi guys, can you hear
right
me?
now they're not.
Yes?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay, so I'm here to talk to you about the 5-Star Competitive Edge. It is Phi Theta Kappa's exclusive professional development online course for members, alumni, and advisors. It enhances your marketable skills to make you more competitive for scholarships. I know you guys like that. Transferring and careers. So why should you participate? To strengthen the skills that are highly sought after by employers and colleges alike. We'll talk about those specific skills in just a moment. To create a career development plan from beginning to end. What does it take to reach your goals? So we're going to talk about those soft skills for a moment. Why is Competitive Edge focused on those soft skills? Because employers highly rate soft skills as necessary for successful employers, no matter what the job is. This is a recent survey conducted by National Association of Colleges and Employers, in which employers noted the attributes they're looking for in potential job candidates. These skills are also valuable in completing your college goals. In fact, these can be considered life skills because they're useful no matter what the setting is. So as you can see from this list, your college classes are only part of your education. Soft skills such as oral and written communication, professional etiquette, emotional intelligence, those are all just as important and can give you a competitive edge over others when competing for those jobs. So, Competitive Edge is an online course. It's built on a learning management system, just like any other online course. You can log in using Phi Theta Kappa username and password at getinedge.ptk.org. Members move through the 5 levels at their own pace, which I think is one of the best features about it. So it's self-paced. Current 5-star members, they can participate if they would wish, if they like, but they retain their existing 5-star status no matter what. At this point, there is no additional status for those who complete Competitive Edge again. But there's new content. While there is new content, there are videos and quizzes and a few activities are from the original version. So Competitive Edge, it still consists of 5 levels, but the new version doesn't have a point system. So you can think of each level as a unit. Each unit consists of readings and or videos related to soft skill topics. After each video, you can take a short quiz to test your comprehension of that topic. To move on, you need to get 100% on each quiz, but you're allowed multiple attempts and you're not penalized for that. Other activities that are assigned will allow you to practice soft skills such as writing an essay, writing a response to an irate customer, creating an honors case study based on a current issue related to our honors study topic, and giving a speech. A very important part of this course is written reflection, which is part of your personal reflection journal. Reflecting by writing will allow you to process what you're learning so that you're much more likely to retain the knowledge that you've learned. So examples of instructional videos include good writing skills in a techno world, making presentations, critical thinking, researching, body language, etiquette. An extensive video library gives you access to even more professional development topics. They just added more than 45 videos on financial literacy. So from everyday budgeting to paying for school and lots more. So you can check that out. And if you need more resources, you can check it out at www.bettermoneyhabits.com. Upon completion of all 5 levels of Competitive Edge, you may request a certificate of completion. You have to provide your address and they'll just mail it to you. While all members can request letters of recommendation for potential employers, 4-year colleges, and scholarship committees, 5-star members will receive an enhanced letter of recommendation, noting their Competitive Edge completion and their soft skill development. 5-star member, it's a resume addition as well. It's a great bonus, and you can even include that in your scholarship applications. You're not just a member in name only, you're a 5-star member who took the initiative to improve your soft skills. And you have the opportunity to purchase a 5-star member pin, but as Patty mentioned earlier today and yesterday, if you complete your 5-star plan this weekend, you get it for free, so get on that. So the career development plan within Competitive Edge will walk you through important questions and provide you with resources to answer, to find answers. Some questions to consider are, will you need an advanced degree? How will you pay for an education? What is the job outlook for your career field and in your geographic area? Will you need to move? who is doing your dream job right now, and what advice can they give you? These are all answers that you can find while you're completing the 5-star program. The case study activity for Competitive Edge is based on Phi Theta Kappa's Honors Case Study Challenge. We break it down into levels 2 and 5 in Competitive Edge so that you can work at it one step at a time. It's an important activity because it highlights the role that Phi Theta Kappa members have as scholar servant leaders. It leads you to become informed, active citizens that you can stay aware of what's happening in the news. By the time you become a 5-star member, you will have learned invaluable lessons and opportunities to practice those soft skills. You're strongly encouraged to complete all 5 levels for the most benefit, and these are all things you will have by the time you finish this. If you guys have any more questions, you can email competitive_edge@ptk.org or Jennifer Stanford, who is the Chief Student Engagement Officer. I'm also available this whole weekend. You guys can reach out to me. If I don't know the answer to the question, I can find someone who does. Thank you. So it's 5 levels. You can think of it as 5 units, and you can work through those units at your own pace. So let's say you finished up to level 2, it'll save you at level 2, and then when you log back in, it'll start you again at level 2 wherever you finished off. So let's say you're on the 3rd quiz in level 2, that's fine. You start off with the 4th quiz, as long as you got 100% on every quiz thus far. Yes.
How long does that take? Is it the entire school year, or is it just like a weekend worth of work?
So it's an online course that you can, it's self-paced. So let's say you have a test that weekend and you don't want to spend too much time on the Competitive Edge. It's your choice. You could use an entire summer to finish it. You can use an entire school year. It's really up to you. I finished it in 2 weeks, but I also had knowledge about the honors case study. So I worked on that as well.
What is the resume issue? I received the certificate in the mail, but what's the
So it's another status that you can put on your resume. So you're not just a Phi Theta Kappa member now, you're a 5-star competitive edge member, and you can include that in your resume. Does anybody have? Okay, sure.
Can you kind of go over what you have to do for the case study?
So the case study, it's kind of relating to the honors in action and the honors case study challenge. You will have to go into research, and it gives you specific levels 2 and 5, kind of break it down for you, so that by the time you get to level 5 and you have to submit the document, you've already done all the work for it, and you just need to compile it together.
That's what I was confused by, like, you have to find 5 different articles in newspaper things. Does it have to be like a newspaper? Does it have to be the same year? Past articles?
I'm not really sure about that, about the years. I'm pretty sure you can do it from different years. It's not just like 2015, just 2016. But I can provide, I can ask Jennifer Stanford or maybe Dr. Lynn Tincher-Ladner.
It's very flexible. We don't police a member of it randomly, make certain that, but it's not like an honor national project.
Okay, so you can have like an article from 2013.
It's on your honor, and maybe 9 seconds.
Does anybody have any more questions? Okay, thank you for your time.
You've been hearing a little bit about competitive edge and how we love it in the Middle States region. Each year we try to get more and more 5-star members. Summer is the perfect time to do it. And if you're not taking classes, this is a really good time to to focus on that. One of the things that the Middle States region has decided to do is to absorb the cost of that 5-star pin for all of you. And the way that we do that is we purchase them from headquarters. For us to mail them out, it would cost us even more. So what we've been doing since regional convention, moving forward, every time we meet as a region, if you happen to be here at a regional event, or if your advisor is coming, they can pick up your pin from me, and we will get it to you. We really want to see a big influx of 5-star members in the Middle States region. Someone threw a challenge out at Nerd Nation. We had 136 last year, 5-star members. Double check the numbers. We want to double that for this year. We have 6 more months to go. Once you become a 5-star member in the Middle States region, we place your name up on our website. There's a 5-star chat. And our Hall of Honor of 5-star members since the inception of this, their names are placed on it. I think we go back to 2010, some of our first. One of the things I want to do now to make sure that we are going to make good on our deal. I'm very proud of one of our regional officers, worked very diligently over the last couple of weeks on top of everything else, and I wanted to make it a little bit more special for him. We are proud to present Azaria Gallo with his 5-star. So you had not received your 5-star pin, but you earned it prior to getting here, and your name is on our website. Those folks will receive their pins tomorrow on Saturday at the end of our. So amongst everything else, you managed to be a 5-star member. Let's hear it for Valerie. Together to address an issue or implement something at your college. Okay? We have some really great championships for some really great college projects. Some have stayed the same over the course of the year because I think the college once from your Phi Beta Kappa chapter. Some change because of different programming. Some changes in programming like C4. Where's our New Jersey chapter then? Although some of you are like really overachievers, I always say college project is something that you should do. You use the C4 that we do, the NJC4, PAC4, DEC4, NDC4. And to combine all that into one, her chapter won an international award for a college project. I'm going to give you some of the backstory before I introduce you. She's an alumni member. Let's hear it for alumni. Advisor now. And she became an advisor a year ago. Last month. And so I got a phone call in June. Hi, Patty. This is Jennifer Gasparino. I am the new advisor at State County Community College Alpha Eta Chi. And I have a couple of questions for you. I said, okay. And it's a new advisor. I'm like, okay, any questions? Because like, can we make this for later? Or like, is this going to be long? She goes, just have a couple questions and maybe can we meet? And I said, okay, maybe we can meet. So I picked the time, drove up to meet with her in her chapter, and that was in June. And at particular time, her chapter had just finished a year where they had a 2-star level. And she said, we're going to do this. Just tell me where to go, give me the tools, we're going to move forward. When we were at orientation in DC, I was absolutely so proud and so amazed because in 6 months' time, under the leadership of this advisor, who was only an advisor for 6 months, they came out with College Project Award on the international level, on the international level, and also those same awards on the regional level. So I don't, for those of you that are sitting here, and by this time, usually into the second or third hour of this, you're going, I want to go home. I don't want to do this. I'm not ever going to get all of this done. This is crazy. Why did I tell my advisor I was going to do this? There's not enough time in the day. We're just asking you to be a little bit more busy. And it's doable. So from this point on, if you have nothing going on in your chapter because your officer chief just graduated, let's hear for them. And you're stressed going, well, I don't have a year. I only have 6 months. It can be done. She's going to talk to you about college projects and how to bring a very engaged level of activity to your chapter. Ms. Jennifer Gasparino from St. Jersey.
I'm not a stand behind the podium type person, so I'm very grateful for my phone working. Although I could project my voice, and thank you for that amazing introduction. I do want to add one more thing to that, though. When Patty and John Ortiz came up that day in June, we spent 6 hours in the restaurant. The waiters were looking at us like, really, are you going home? Stop ordering food? Like, what's the problem? So it's thank you, but I have leadership, and the fact that they spent all that time with us and worked with us to get us to a place where we could do what we did in that time frame was amazing. So I thank you, and we thank you very much. So I have newfound love for the college project. I will tell you that I am an alum. I am an alum of the chapter, which I am advisor. But when I was a member, we were a little, we tried, we did some stuff, but we didn't get to where our chapter is today. So I had no idea. And I think things were a little bit different back then too. So, but I wouldn't even be able to tell you. I can tell you some of the things we did, but I couldn't connect the dots. So even as an alum coming in, this was all new to me, and I had to learn it. I had to relearn it, learn it, and work on it, and understand it, and then deliver the message to the students that I'm working with. Why is this so important? And I believe in values. We had to place values with why is this important? And I think the college project exemplifies that and talks about putting value to it because it's about that connection with your administration and supporting the mission of your college. So later on today, you're going to see how we took our project, because you're going to have an opportunity to have a simulation of that. Right? The first thing I want to talk about is understanding the elements of the college project. Now, some of you know this, but this isn't my work. I took this right off the rubric, right? And how do you get an A class from may not get there as clearly as I want. Have to have cooperative effort, right, and communication. You have to create an impact, and then you have to present your work. So these are the elements, and if you look at administration. Now, every college has an administration that supports Phi Beta Kappa in whatever capacity, down here or up here. And it's not always the same person at every college. So when you look on the rubric, it says your college president, administrator, dean, vice president, whoever. So you have to hone in on who's going to help you get to where you want. And I will tell you that I am fortunate. We are fortunate. Aguila is very fortunate to have a very supportive administration. But they, until this year, had no idea why they were supporting us. I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret. They were supporting us because they wanted the thing. They wanted the thing. I want that, right? I didn't know it's my president. I sat with him when they appointed me to this position, and this was we want you to do this, and I went, okay, I'm untenured faculty, sure, I would love to do it. I wanted to do it, but it's kind of like this was handed to me. I didn't ask for it. I'm grateful for it. When I met with the president, he said, we suck at this. We have to not suck at this. I don't want to suck at Phi Beta Kappa. We suck at this. Our chapter next year, this coming year, is going to be 35 years old. This is the first time we've ever had any recognition. But I think it's because nobody took the time to prepare. So I sat with him and I said, well, what do you want to see? What do you want to see? And that's where we went. We took it and now we've put value to it and they understand it. So we're kind of surprised on our campus right now. We have to keep that going. Right? So figure out who your administration is. Is it the college president? Is it your vice president of academics? Your student affairs? Who is it? And it could be whoever it is on your campus. Okay? You need to hone in on that person and sell them on why this is important so that then they can sell the rest of the administration. You can get everybody on board. Okay? So who is it? They have to collaborate. Who do you collaborate with? Okay? Who are you married to on campus? Okay, so I tell you, I'm married to the president's office and his secretaries and executive assistants because, he shows up with the blame. They do. So, but they're my friends. Okay, and I went to them and said, I need your help. We need your help. And they do whatever we ask. They meet the students. They do whatever we need because they're willing to support us. Right? Who else do we collaborate with? We married our student government associations because on our campus, they don't look at Phi Beta Kappa as a student, like we don't fit in student affairs for some reason, which I don't believe. I think there needs to be a relationship. We're in academic affairs, and for a long time there's a divide on our campus. And I said, well, then we're all by ourselves and we're lonely and we have no support for the other students. And then students go off and they go off into clubs and things that are doing fun and stuff, and this all just seems like work. So I happen to have a really good relationship with the director of our student activities department and the dean of student affairs. And so we married each other, right, on campus. And Phi Beta Kappa and SGA, the e-boards, they are the ultimate leaders on our campus. And we do things together and we support each other. And they help us financially because they have a bigger budget than we do. And we collaborate and then we pull in other clubs and we pull in faculty and we pull in other administrators and staff and support staff and the Center for Student Success and career people and anybody that we can. So we start to build our network of collaboration and how we do that. So you have to know who you're collaborating with. Now we haven't even come up with an idea for the project yet. But we've done all this work because if you have this foundation, right, the broader the base, the higher the point, right? So if you have your base, right, those of you psych majors, right, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right, you have to have basic needs met. If you don't have your basic needs met, you don't have the foundation, you don't have a home, you don't have safety, then you can't get to the highest point. So that's where you need to build that collaboration. So you know who your administration is, you know who you're collaborating with, you know who you're working with. So again, for us, our collaboration is administration, faculty, support staff. Support staff is huge because those are the people that nobody praises at the top. When you go to meetings, you know, the dean goes or the chair goes, and they report all this progress, and they report all these things, but it's the support staff that got them to what they need to report. So those are the people you hone in on. You don't always have to go to the top for collaboration. You go to the worker bees, I call them. Right? I'm a worker bee. So in your student organizations, your office of student activities, your clubs, your student government, okay? And then leadership. Well, you're all leaders in this room, okay? And I would imagine how many people, raise your hand if you are an office, an e-board, or office, chapter office. Raise your hand. Hi. Okay, so that's most of the room. Can you lead from anywhere within an organization? Do you have to be the president to lead? No. And often, the leaders of your chapter are not the e-board members. The e-board members are the face of it and who put it together and maybe pull and, you know, extract the leaders from the organization. But often you find the best leaders in the members. And it's the e-board's responsibility and look and see who those people are and let them know that they can be a leader. I have no, you'll ask my students that I have no problems. Who are you? Dan? Flat. Okay. He was my student. I didn't know him. I got him and I said, well, why are you here? What are you doing here? Well, you know, I'm going to be a member. And, okay, how involved do you want to be? I don't know. Okay, good. You be the chair of this committee. Yes, it's okay. We're going to guide you. We're going to help you. We're going to take care of you. And when I text you at 9 o'clock at night, don't curse me out. And that's how often a lot of the leaders on our campus last year became, because listen, we don't know that we can be a leader until somebody tells us. Some of us have that intrinsic innate ability, and we talk there and we lead, we grow, and we're in a good environment where people follow us. And then there's some of us who have that ability and don't know it. So as an advisor, it's my job to tell you. So we built, in our chapter, we have started to build teams. So for a college project, and Honors in Action, we co-chairs. And then we build a committee to work on the project. Now, any member can work on the project, but you have to have a leadership team. So we start to build, and those people are often maybe one board member and then somebody else. So that there's the collaboration of that.
I'm not sure what other groups have, but our group, we have 2 members at large come to our meetings, and they represent the general members, and it's such a great thing for us to have, because sometimes the executive board doesn't see what the members are seeing, because something that looks good to us might not look good to the members. So it's always good to have a few members come to those meetings, because they're just as important as the executive board, if not even more important, because they create us as a whole.
That's a great way of doing it. For us, our meetings are open. Everybody comes, and we encourage the more people, you know, we can have 12 people at a meeting, we can have 35 people at a meeting. We encourage everybody, and we have executive board meetings every other week, and we have open general meetings every other week, and everybody's welcome. So that a member can come and learn and do, and it's not just about the information and stuff, why you should join that kind of meeting. It's every week we meet. And I'm there whether I'm in the room by myself or not. I've never been in the room by myself though, and I've always had a room full of students. And I think that that's a big piece, is because, you know, we're there in the trenches with you. But that leadership, and that's really important, and to get, look, everybody knows that expression, it takes a village to raise a child. So you have to build your village. To build your village, and you have to figure out who's got what strengths. So you're a good writer, so you're gonna be on the writing team. Your writing's okay, but you can really find and edit. You're gonna be on the editing team. Okay? You don't like to write, but you're a good director. So maybe you're a co-chair. And you find the strength within who you are. And as an advisor, I look at and I observe, I'm a social worker and a therapist, I'm good at human behavior, but even if you're not, you look and see, you ask, what do you like? What don't you like? What are you good at? What aren't you good at? Okay? And then you build from that, and you build your team. You start with your base and you keep building. And then what we do is we're starting to create a hierarchy. So we have the e-board, and somebody on the e-board is responsible, like our vice president works on Honors in Action, our president works on College Project, and because they can't do it, they have too much other stuff to do. So we have co-chairs that report to them, and then we have a team that reports to the co-chair, and then they all report to me. So we've created this structure like within an organization. Just like when Dr. Tidjara was talking about, being a CEO, you have people that work for you, you need to have that hierarchy. Right? So leadership, you build the leadership from within, and the best way to build it is from the bottom up. So that worked really well for us. What kind of impact are you having from your project? Now again, some of you are saying, well, we haven't really talked about a project yet. But how do you decide an idea for a project if you don't understand the process or the elements? Right? If you don't understand the elements of the project and how it's going to be successful, then your ideas mean nothing. Right? Because I can come up with 1,000 ideas, but if I don't know how to execute them, or I don't understand why I'm executing them, well, then it may not work. It may work by chance, but it may not work. Right? So creating an impact. For us, this was really the mission. Our president said, I want to make a splash. I want the bling. I want you to plaster State County Community College with Phi Theta Kappa. Okay? So we need an impact. So how do you create an impact? Well, the first thing you have to do is think about, what is the impact that you're creating? Right? What is it? You have to think about it. Okay? Because you have to write about this, and 50% of writing is thinking. Okay? So you have to think about it. And then you have to notice what's happening. Right? Did you ever have a thought, and it's just kind of like this random thought, and you think it's a good idea, but you're not sure if anybody else will, so you don't really share it. And then all of a sudden you notice somebody else kind of doing something about what you thought, and your first reaction is, oh, that was my idea. Right? Well, instead of being mad, go and join them. Right? Join them and say, you know what? It's really cool that you had that. I saw you doing that because I was thinking about that. So, successes comes in numbers, right? Okay? Nobody wants to live in a vacuum, okay, or operate in a silo. So let's join forces, okay? So you have to notice things. And notice the people in your chapter, notice the people in your organization. I love provisional membership. Our current president and our historian, who are both here with us, started out as provisional members. So you can rise through the ranks, right? Use your provisional members. Notice people on campus. Okay, so all right, so you don't quite have the GPA. Like you're close, okay, even if you're not close. So maybe even you don't even get to membership status here when you graduate, but maybe this will set your platform for when you transfer, right? So use the provisional membership to build leadership as well and create an impact, because the College Project is not for Phi Theta Kappa. It's not for us as an organization. It's to create an impact on your campus. And we connect it to our college completion, because that's what our college wants us to do, right? So we put it within our C4 week.
Provisional members have any GPA, or is there a minimum for a provisional?
They can have any GPA. We have incoming freshmen that have no GPA and no credits, and they're provisional members. So it's working towards that. And look, they can't vote, they can't hold office, right? Those are the only two restrictions. And they can't wear, right? They don't have them, right? Okay, but they can still be part of the leadership organization, because we're not just, yeah, we're smart, but we're not just about being smart. We're about creating an impact, right? So then you have to collect things. So you think about it, You notice it and you collect it. You collect the information. Now, you met with your administration and they said, so when we sat down with our administration, Dr. Rose said, everything has to be about completion and retention. Everything you do has to be about completion and retention. So now we had to sit down and figure out, okay, how does what we need to do connect to that, and how can we connect it to that? And some of the things can, and some of the things shouldn't. But I said to the members that we were working with, I said, look, it doesn't matter. This isn't, I know he wants bling, but we have to build it and then it'll come. And so even if it doesn't work, we're going to figure it out because that's the mission of the college. That's what he wants. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? So then I talked, because I was new, I had no idea, I talked to some people and said, can we connect this to our C4? And of course we can connect College Project to a C4. So we decided that that's what we were going to do, right? So I thought about it, we noticed things, and we collected the information, okay? We paid attention, we noticed who was involved. And then we started to sell our project. And I'm gonna show you in a few minutes what the project was. Not a picture. But, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. I don't wanna give too much away because after lunch, you're going to have the opportunity to actually play the game. But we created, anybody here play the game of life? The board game, the game of life? Okay. So we created that board game, and I didn't invent this. I'm not a genius. I went to I did an event a couple years ago at a high school in Jersey City. I was asked as a clinician, not as a professor, to go and man a table because at the high school they were doing the game of life. And I was like, sure, why not? And I go, and I realized, okay, this is interesting. The students are engaged, they're excited, and they're learning things. So how can we take this and bring it to our campus? And I brought it back to the director of student activities and I said, we need to do this. And it just so happens that as we were learning this and talking about this, I got this position, and then we said, you know what, we need to do the game of life and connect it to this Institute of High Power thing and connect it. Okay? So what the game of life does, or what our game of life does, is it gives you a scenario as a college student. Okay? And all different scenarios. And we had students write the scenarios. So I went to my student, I went to any faculty member that I'm friendly with and said, listen, can you fit this into your class somehow, right? So I had an English professor, they gave extra credit. Sociology was like, oh yes, absolutely, we're going to do this because we're going to talk about culture, we're going to talk about, everything, right? And psychology because we're going to do thinking it. So I gathered a bunch of my faculty, so it's collaboration, working, meeting the mission of the college, and they gave an assignment to their classes. And the assignment was write a scenario as if you were a student, and a lot of the students wrote their own stories, on the challenges that you faced in getting to graduation. And the scenarios are amazing. And they range from, I'm, fresh out of high school, and my parents don't speak English, and I don't know how to do this, to I'm 42, and I've got 6 kids, and I've got this, or I've got good grades, I've got bad grades. It's everything. So every student gets a scenario, okay? And then they have to work their way through the game. And they have to get to graduation by solving the problems. And we had no idea the impact this would create. Well, we kind of, sort of knew the idea that the impact would create, but not to the level that it did. We had over 200 students participate. We had over 50 faculty and administrations run the tables and support the students. And it was one of the largest events that we've ever had on campus. You're going to see just a preview of it, and then you're going to get to play later on. So, does anyone have any questions about anything so far? No? Covered it? So if I leave you with, if nothing else, for your college project, you want to connect with your administration, prepare, talk about what is it that they want, and how can you meet their needs, and how can you tell them how to support you? And there's going to be some challenges, and so being flexible with each other, and that's a great skill to have, right? Not everybody can have a boss that they like, have employees that you like. In a job, you're not going to get to pick who you work with, right? You're not going to say, I'm taking my 4 best friends and we're going to do work in this company. That doesn't always happen, right? Ever. Okay, so it's about being flexible and knowing how to do that and then supporting and bringing that impact to your campus. And what is it going to do? Our students can't wait for our next college project. So let me show you a little bit. And this video is courtesy of the New Jersey Council of County Colleges. See the thing there, but it's not here.
We're here at Passaic County Community College in Patterson, New Jersey, with their NJC4 program, Get to Graduation, the Game of Life.
So today is our 4th day of the C4 initiative here at Passaic County Community College, and this is our big rally event, and it is the Get to Graduation Game of Life. And the students are playing a simulated version of the board game, the Game of Life, where they're in a scenario that is going to help them walk through any kind of obstacle, any kind of success, anything that will help them get to graduation.
Right now, in the room, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of folks asking questions, getting great information, and hopefully they will understand what they need to do to reach graduation.
There's a lot of things I don't know. Like, my scenario is I'm a single mother with a 3-year-old, and I didn't know if I could get help. And there's a lot of help, so it's good.
Take advantage of all of the opportunities that we give students. The reason some don't make it is they don't take advantage of all of those things that every college offers. We're going to work with them for whatever company comes to us with. If they need remediation, fine. If they have no idea what they want to do in their life, fine. We'll take them wherever they are, and we'll take them from that point and get them to where they need to be.
Being president has actually given me the leadership skills to foster a culture of completion here at the college. Getting involved on campus is the most important thing I've done ever since I got here. It has helped me not only with my grades, but meeting people in my own field. So get involved.
Being involved in the classroom, to being a president of an organization, to understanding what it means to be a student, and know that the educational community is here to help them understand that we want for them is exactly what they want for themselves, and that's to get to graduation.
For me, graduating college, it means that I got somewhere. I'll have more opportunities. If I want to have my own business, I need that degree so that I can know what I'm doing when I'm running my business.
Set a goal and obtain that goal, then set another goal and attained that goal. And I'm 20 years removed from high school, and I'm getting what I should have gotten back then now, but it's never too late. And I came back to Passaic County Community College to get a degree alongside my daughter. She just graduated high school, and I graduated high school 19 years ago. So there was a huge gap in between, but I'm here now. I'm committed to getting my degree, and I'm not letting anything stand in my way.
I am committed to complete.
Committed to complete. Committed to complete.
Committed to complete.
Committed to complete. Committed to completion.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, the New Jersey Education Association, Kane University, Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and Pearson Higher Education for their generous support in making the New Jersey Community College Completion Challenge the great success that it is. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at #NJC4.
It was truly amazing day, and I hope that my team has worked really hard to help recreate this for you guys, and hopefully you'll get that experience in a way. But before I end real quick, I am going to put a call out to all of the advisors and any of the administration, alumni, so that you can be our table manners, and I'm going to give you a role to play so that you can help facilitate the game for the students to play, because we have now, and I recognize that you may not know your role. We've given you a fact sheet so that you can help the students. And again, it's not the same, but we wanted to create it as best I can. So when I come over to you and say, here, please go to the table, give some support. Thank you.
Let's hear from Jennifer. From June to the end of the year, and came home with all the fling that Dr. Rose, the college president, wanted at the Passaic County Community College. Also to be an advisor for the first year, and to be recognized by the New Jersey Council of County Colleges. They read her the chapter proposal for this, and they were chosen as one of the colleges that they wanted to highlight last year during NJC4. So a whole lot. It can be done. It can be done. That's along with everything that she said. I also want you to get the sense of, not to be concerned that this is June or not. There's no way we're going to be. There are going to be. Right? is, provide this to, one of the things that you want to remember as a Phi Theta Kappa member, that when you're walking across that stage, you get your degree and you're capping down, behind you was the hand of somebody that you brought with you along the way. May not be a Phi Theta Kappa member, but you brought somebody with you so that we can meet those goals that we want, because it is so very important. Without stealing work, thunder, before I get too far into it, before I introduce you, we do really well with completion in the middle states. Folks get tired of hearing me in the social media all in the month of fall with New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware. We do it really good here because it matters. It matters in the middle states and more about what we're going to do and to introduce you to that. We'll have John Ortiz, our associate coordinator from representing the state of New Jersey, who's going to give you information about middle states completes. And a personal note, the impact of an advisor. You know, your advisor is someone that you go to for all kinds of things, your careers, your time at the college that you want. Okay, I was fortunate enough to be a student at his college when he was my advisor. So you see how the impact, and sometimes regrets it going, man, I got a few years ago, hanging on. But that's the impact of what student and advisor can do all throughout the year. So, congratulations. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, they did.
Can you hear me now? Attention, guys, settle down. Settle down, settle down.
Hey guys, listen up for a minute!
Alright, so you guys are going to be, we're going to learn about the honors connection health. And a lot of times you're probably told to go multitask because it's like not time efficient. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen an actual experiment done that showed that multitasking is not very efficient. I need 2 volunteers real quickly. Alright, 2 volunteers. Alright, the first volunteer, I need to know your ABCs. Plus the count to 1 to 26. You're going to be as a start. You're going to count 1 to 26. 508. Wow. Now, all right, 508. Somebody write that down, 508. Let's call it over here. Count from 1 to 26. Now you're ready. Ready? Get best. So if multitasking was more efficient or just as efficient, you should be able to do both in what, about 9 seconds. What, first 5 seconds? 5 what? 508. How long was this one? 4.33. So we're talking about 9.3 something seconds. All right, what you're going to do is you're going to alternate. You're going to be C3. And theoretically, we can do this under 10 seconds. Alright, ready? Go.
A1, B2, D3, D4, E5, F6, G7, H8, 7,
You guys hear that? We made it like to letter H in about the 10 seconds that you should have been able to do both. So, see what happens is when you're multitasking, your brain has the continuously switching from different tasks, and that do it. Switching back and forth makes you very efficient. So, just a reminder to you guys who are working on your projects, always use multitask at a time. Alright?
Morning. Good afternoon. Keeping you from lunch. This should be quick, and hopefully informational and fun. We backtrack to code, but some of you may have seen out there. I love the code, only because of the same, but because happened in update. Mr. Patty last night used it. So most of you have heard it. So I'm going to use it here later. So that's why I'm showing you first. So we're talking about Middle States C4 Week. That's October 17th to the 21st. So if you hasn't already gone on your calendars, please make it go on your calendars. All Middle States chapters will be encouraged to participate in one way or another. You have the option of 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days activity. Either one, whatever works. This year I'm adding a twist to mine. I'm adding the 5th day, which is on Friday. I'm arranging for some, and I've already been in discussions and I've tentative arrangements with some nearby universities. We're going to have bands take students to those colleges with college students on that Friday. So more about that, I'm sure we'll share. Okay, we're going to have the Middle States region kickoff to C4 Saturday before 17th. At the Amish in Action Fall Conference. So the Get Ready Go starts right now. The mindset starts today, not October 17th, not the 15th, today. A little lyric history about C4 and Patty already told how we started the challenge to President Obama, response to President Obama's challenge to community college to increase the graduation rates. Of the 6 professional organizations, higher ed organizations that Patty mentioned, we were the only ones that are student driven. We're the only ones that can reach out to people. So that's where we become so critical to this effort. This is NJC4's 4th year. However, it is the 6th year, which we started in 2010. So the first 2 years, it was just C4. NJC4 formally started in 2012. Over the years, we've seen lots of celebrations. We've seen increased chapters participation. We've learned a lot of lessons that have led to modifications, improvements, adjustments, and creativity. It has energized the region. That's why many of you are here, and why our membership has grown so much, and our completion rates have increased. And the best thing is, Middle States region's C4 efforts have been modeled and adopted by other regions throughout the country. However, it is my opinion that C4 Week should be, or a lot more than just a big signers commit to complete signing. I was one of the original promoters and cheerleaders of all the years chapters C4 efforts from year 1. But I'm an intuitive person, and somebody said to me, "There's something wrong with this picture." I just couldn't figure out what it was for a while. And I'll tell you, I'll bring back to this in a second, the cards, and then what. So, year 2, I was driving down the road. I remember I was coming back from refereeing a soccer college game at Ocean County College. I'm on the Garden State Parkway, and hit me. Aha moment. Said, "He's got no teeth." What do I mean by that? Well, what is the follow-up action to the banner signings? Is it just a big day and we wear signs and films like that? I have gone to Essex, saw their banner the first year or two. There was not any room for me to put my name on it. Okay. That's great, and I still support that. And anybody, I'm sure everyone signs today. But it's got to be more than that. It's got to be something that will sustain those efforts. Okay, signing is just one thing. That brings me back to the previous one where I said, what next? My chapter had these boxes with all the plates cards, hundreds of them. Okay. But in terms of the follow-up action, I asked my officers and I wrote on that box on the side of the box. And then what? We got this 100, 200, whatever it is, and then what? So that's what I'm suggesting needs to happen. So that now this leads us to today and the brainstorming. Okay. First, there are many doctors in the room, many who have not come, who are not here today, have had years of experience in promoting and organizing C4 efforts. So those chapters, I say, continue doing what you've been doing. However, challenge yourself to go beyond that. Some chapters have returned members. Some are now officers, and some of you are here today. Okay. You've had exposure to promoting C4 efforts. C4 efforts have been widely used by many chapters as their college project. My opinion, why would you want to do anything else now? It is a conversation you need to have with your college president, your college administration. But this is a benefit to all, so why college presidents say, no, we don't want to do C4? In my opinion, C4 from 530 Campus headquarters has served this program to us on a silver platter. Why not take advantage of it? So I consider a win-win proposition for chapters, colleges, and community college students. There are a number of C4 resources for us to take advantage of. Okay, if you go to ptk.org on the program, on the programs, you see community college completion course. Okay. For those of you who are new, you're going to hear the word core. You're going to see challenge. They mean the same thing. I personally like to use challenge because it gives you something. The corps refer to the fact that we're an army of people reaching out to other students to encourage them to complete. So basically, this is a challenge for all of you and for our fellow students to complete their degree. A short way to get to the same website is www.ccccompletion.org. One of the things that you find interesting is a question that's asked on the completion challenge website. Why do college students drop out? And then it tells you 25% of students who enrolled in the fall semester do not return the following semester. In case you didn't know that, that's a scary statistic. But a statistic we can work from and build from and use it as motivation to move forward to lessen that number of dropouts. So this is an eye-opener, and there are other eye-opener opening statistics for you to learn from and educate yourselves and others. So based on that, just a little bit of a statistic, that one fact. Some conclusions we might arrive at as first semester freshman students are dangerous species. Many of you, almost even think if you started years ago and then you dropped out in the first, second semester, unfortunately you're back. So think of all the people in your chapters, in your colleges, that would be in that situation. So my opinion, incoming freshmen are chapters. Chapters is the most immediate natural target group. There are other target groups, like veterans. Somebody mentioned veterans. Okay. There's a population that, and I'm in my job, my regular job, I oversee the veterans efforts in our college. There are many veterans, especially those who recently left the war zones. They're not ready to come back to civilian life. They're definitely not ready to come back to college, and yet they're there because via benefits and all that, there's a target population. How many veterans in the group? Please stand up. An education. Talk to them this weekend. Find out how tough it was for them to make that transition. Everybody's so you got the benefits candidates come in, you don't have to worry about tuition. There's a lot that goes on in their lives. So that's another target population for you to work with. And every college has them. So the earlier you meet, welcome, and begin supporting new students, okay, increases the chances of that student becoming a positive statistic at the end, and then will complete their degree. So this is where I'm offering food for thought and brainstorming and C4 action planning for all of you. Consult with your chapters, advisors, chapter alumni, and returning members. Consult with your college president and administration if you're going to use this as your college project. And why wouldn't you, in my opinion? Find out what has been done, what has worked, what hasn't worked, and learn from that. What new twist can be applied to improve on what has been already done? Again, this is going to be my first year doing this. Get on the van and let's go visit some colleges on that 5th day of C4 week. It's just an example. Okay, quote, tell me and I forget. Show me and I remember. Involve me and I understand. I'll get back to that in a second. What resources have not been used? College faculty and staff. Tell me and I'll forget. You may have gotten your professors to sign the pledge card last semester, last year. Okay, but come this September, they forgot about it. So you have to come back and remind them. Show me. Come back. Tell them the results. Okay. In my opinion, in my campus, I can do this. These are the results of C4 efforts. Okay. They had something to do with it. They had an investment in it. Okay. It's a picture of my chapter and all 500 cabins seal gold. Okay. It was wonderful to see. It's a tradition we've started many years ago. We do this half hour before graduation starts. And this is by far the largest. There's 98 people in this picture. Okay. We normally have 50, 60. I couldn't believe the numbers. Involving, and I understand, faculty members, bring them into the picture. They have something to do with it. Okay. Ask for 5 minutes before a class at the early part of the semester. And you could have different types of students in there. But talk about completion and the support that this organization can offer the students. Okay. What I call not yet active members. Every chapter is going to have its share of members who just don't have the time. They want to, but they just don't have time. Life doesn't allow it. But I'm of the belief that every one of you here and every single member in the chapter can do one thing to help one person. So everyone can do anything. With that, we're not asking them to do anything different than what they're already doing. They sit down to study. That's how you get your A's. Well, it's just a matter of reaching out to a fellow member, a fellow student in your class. Let's study together. Bring them into a study group. All kinds of ways you can be supportive. Sometimes it's lending that ear. Somebody just needs somebody to talk to. So rather than walking out of their house, their college or classes, frustrated, leaving campus, and many never come back, you're the lifesaver. Okay. It could be that simple. In the membership oath, you remember this words. Promise to aid all members in all worthy endeavors. Is C4 a college completion and a worthy endeavor? I believe it is. How about your campus leaders, student government, chapter alumni, your chapter alumni, or make resources, use of the resources with the chapter of your Middle States Regional Association? How about your favorite professors? Make them a completion champion. They too can join the force. So you're making a part of this whole deal because, again, this is not only a reflect of the students' efforts, but their efforts as well. We have, and some of you have, some chapters here may have done, probably do every year, a follow time calling prospective members who haven't yet responded. And it's interesting to make those calls. Okay. Linda was talking about reaching out to people, and some of you who hesitated and didn't come in right away, and some of the reasons why not, sobriety, fraternity, all that kind of stuff. Those fun times are quite interesting in terms of why people's perception and reaction. But this is about members. So in whatever way it might work for your chapter, for you to make contact with those folks, send them an email, please give me a call, or just give them a call. Again, depends on your college policies and proper laws and all that. But let's assume you make contact with a student. And you can ask questions like, would you be interested in mentoring a freshman student? Okay. You don't ask him to come to a meeting. You don't ask him to lead your HIA project. You say, would you like to mentor a freshman student? One student. Ideally, you have to find then the hard to mentor 2 or 3. But let's start with the one. Another question, would you be willing to assist classmates accepting support from an academic success role model? Okay, you must say yes. With that, fine. I'm sure all of you, somewhere within the first month of every semester, you can go to each one of your professors. Professor Smith, is there anybody in class that is maybe already having trouble with this class? And grab your assistance. It's all you need to ask. And I'm sure all of you, in every class that you have, professors say, yeah, I know one person. Unfortunately, there are probably 5, 6, 7 of people that can use your help. It's just a matter of you asking, can I reach out and help someone? This is slogan in C4 world. Each one helps one. That's all we're doing. And Patty mentioned, your reward's going to be at graduation. And there's going to be that person that walks on stage, perhaps not a fact that I can't remember, but walks to graduation, and in your heart you say, I did something to get that person, help that person get there. They did it on their own, but I did a little something. And you're not asking for a trophy or a spotlight, and you just know in your heart, I did a little something. Okay. Combination of many of us doing that, lots of people walking to that stage in graduation and complete their degree. Regardless of what answer you get from folks when you talk to them, do one thing: get them to go online and complete the completion pledge online. Okay, that one person got it in their mind that yes, I need to complete my degree. Okay, follow up to everything. This is one opportunity for all chapters to add another leadership opportunity. Find one or more people, and this could be your education majors, it could be somebody who's mathematical, somebody who's into computers, somebody who's into research. Okay, that is to coordinate the chapter C4 efforts, tally the participants, end of semester year outcomes, add that to the end of the year completion. Okay, our chapter will have an opportunity on the 14th, Flag Day, in front of our board of trustees to kind of give a report of what they've accomplished this past year. Okay. My president-to-be, Kendra, is here, and 3 of my other outgoing officers are going to be there to present. We can't quantify it yet, but I've got to believe that the last 3 or 4 years has something to do with this picture going from 50, 60 people to 98, and those are the people that came to graduation. How many of our members just didn't walk for whatever reason? So that's something you want to brag about to your administration. The magic of people signing the pledge online is that headquarters is going to be able to track those people. And so rather than say, well, a lot of people did, in my campus, 527 people graduated this year for the entire year. We normally haven't gone, with this a record, we've never gone beyond 450 before. Okay. Through that tracking system, we'll be able to then call the president and say, X number of those folks is because we did something. Okay, so take pride in that, take credit for the efforts. So at this point, get ready, set, go. Let's Middle States have a fabulous completion year, a continued excellent completion year. Thank you.
So the only thing keeping you for lunch is me, and if you just sort of tie all of it together, there's some new things that are going to happen with completion as it relates to Middle States Complete this year. Like we said, the entire region is going to do it in that entire region. Okay? But each state has its own identity within the completion effort. So NJC4 will exist as it has over the last several years. There are leaders with the completion, statewide completion PAC4 will make its second run at it, 2 consecutive years, right? Delaware will be on its third. And we have, starting with us this year, Maryland. So let's give our Maryland chapter a big round. So each of the geographic locations will have their own hashtag, NJC4, PAC, and all that, but the region itself will have its Middle States complete. And a lot of exciting things are going to be happening. We're going to kick it off, hopefully, tentatively. We know the date's going to be October 15th. We're just working on the location. Where part of the day we'll be focusing on Middle States completes, and the second part we'll be working on the Middle States honors and action, and that'll be October 15th. Working with my co-advisors in the state of Delaware, more than likely it will be in the state of Delaware where we have that. And the reason being, good reason, the Middle States this year is celebrating its 30th anniversary. The Middle States was chartered out of the state of Delaware. It is the home of the Middle States region, and we want to bring one epic, awesome event back to the state of Delaware where it all began in the first state. So we'll keep you up to date on that. Some of the things that, like our New Jersey chapters and our Pennsylvania chapters, we had all these forms that you had to do and send them in and get them signed and give us your template and all of that. All of that's going to be online this year through Google Docs and Google Forms and all of that. Each of the geographic locations will be led by the 4 Middle States Region alumni, Middle States Advisory Board members that represent the state. So those 4 individuals, along with the associate coordinator, and then the county system or the commissions in each of those states will work together to push that forward. And we're going to get an awful lot of support from headquarters from this. Great news, and I am proud to report to all of you, we will be the recipient of a $5,000 grant to support our efforts in completion this October, and that goes to all the help that and all the work that Linton Gillette put in to get us that money. So I give her a hand. Stay tuned. Enjoy the ride. And one more thing about the completion effort. We want you to sign, but if everybody, whether you're a member or not, you can direct folks to the C4 link. When we come back, I'll show you the C4 link on ptk.org, and you can take the pledge. That's where we want you to make your pledge and show all others to make their pledge there. Any questions about that? Let's see you make the pledge this weekend. Ready for lunch?